All right, all right, all right. Welcome into the Adam Groom Show, where you're going to get some takes from Groomer. The NFL is the best in the off season. March, April, May. They always love to give us the greatest news, the best headlines. And free agency is hit, and it's going absolutely crazy. You know, there are bigger moves than just the offensive players. I know that. And we know defensive players' names that are out there more often than none. We don't give enough love on this program to guys who play the offensive line. Of course, you need those guys to protect your running backs, your quarterbacks. But I'm not Joe Football. I'm just your average fan who loves the fantasy side of things, the gambling side of things. So I have a crap ton of notes here that are more towards, of course, the offensive side of the game. It's a lot. We're going to get through it. It's going to be okay. We're just going to see how it goes. You know, I wrote things down, and we're just going to see how it goes. It's Tuesday. I love to get these episodes out on Tuesdays, but we're just going to try. We're going to try our best. And of course, we're starting with the Pittsburgh Steelers because they brought in DK Metcalf. So I'm sitting there and I was watching the Leaf game, get a message, DK, and I'm like Donkey Kong, like what are we talking about? Are we gonna go play Mario Kart or what? I'm down, I'm in, and then I look. And the Steelers trade for DK Metcalf, and it only cost them a second-round pick. Now, people are saying it only cost them a second-round pick, but let's get that mic up here a little bit. What do you think? I think he's fine. I think he's good. I think he's going to help any team that he goes to. 150 schmil? Not really sure. I don't know how much of that is guaranteed, but again, I don't care about the money when it comes to these sports. I really don't. We can talk about it as much as we want. I'm going to move the mic more. We can talk about it as much as we want, like we're the ones making the decision, but we're not. Those guys get paid a crap ton of money to figure out the money, and then we get to talk about the players that go there, and it's just more fun. So DK goes to Pittsburgh. He can hopefully straighten out George Pickens. Maybe help the kid mature a little bit. But I love it. And DK he just feels like a good Pittsburgh Steeler guy. Now, the problem is, who the hell's going to be throwing these guys the ball? It's not going to be Justin Fields because he signs in Pittsburgh. I really wanted Justin Fields to come back. I don't know why. I like the kid. I like him a lot. I thought he was a perfect fit in Pittsburgh. But he takes a pretty good payday with the Jets. And the thing is, the Jets, the history in the last 20 years or so is really, really bad, but they have pieces there that could really work. So Justin Fields, good for you. Good for you. DK in, Fields out. Najee Harris didn't realize this. Free agent, gone. Out to San Diego. I still call him San Diego. Out to the LA Chargers. For $9 million a year. And that's the thing. $9 million. Perfect for Najee Harris. He's more of a north-south runner. And he just never really found that sort of game in Pittsburgh, even though I thought Pittsburgh was trying to figure out a way to become that smash-mouth football team again, but it just wasn't happening. So Najee goes to the Chargers. We'll see what happens there. That means the Pittsburgh Steelers are left with Jaylen Warren in the backfield. Rumors have it that they're talking to that Jainty, the guy that was up for the Heisman. I believe he's draft eligible, of course. If that's the thing, I'm here for it. I'm 100% here for that. Najee out. Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson. So these are the last two guys we're looking at because we're going to go down the rest of the list of people who signed, and quarterbacks are gone. So you look around, you sit here, you look around. Where are we going? It's either Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers. And I've said it from a very long time ago. I said Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler, and who knows, it could have happened right now. Now, my problem with all this is Aaron Rodgers being the guy he is he going to drag this out and just carry the Steelers and drag them along and then not sign? Because it's always about Aaron Rodgers? But I'm telling you, look at his stats last year. They're not terrible. And why not give it a shot? Him and Tomlin seem to have a good kind of rapport going. Aaron Rodgers. Even if it's Russell Wilson. Sure. Because you're not going to go out, you're not going to go find anybody else now. You're not drafting a quarterback and throwing them in there right away. It's not happening. It's one of these two guys. I'd rather it not be Wilson. I can't believe I'd rather it be Rodgers. But I said it weeks ago, months ago, and I'm still saying it now, and y'all called me crazy. But I might be right. Myles Garrett. Oh, this is just a puke job. Myles Garrett stays with the Browns after saying he wanted out. He wanted to go he didn't want to go from Cleveland to Canton. Doesn't want to go straight from the Cleveland Browns organization to the Hall of Fame. Because that's where he will be. He wants to win, so he wants out, and then he takes the money. Perfect example of money talks and players. Some players want the money way more than they want to win championships. Money, championships, and there's the snake. Makes me sick. And now we got to worry about him in the AFC North still. Sucks. Geno Smith to the Raiders. There's a few moves here that I just feel are like lateral moves for certain teams and players. But we saw it last year with Sam Darnold, and we'll get to him soon, where it's just a new environment, a new team, and it can work out because, boy, oh boy, what a hell of a year for Sam Darnold was. But Geno Smith, still a good quarterback, a gamer. I like him a lot. He goes to the Raiders. Now, the thing is with the Raiders is I don't really know what they have left there. They have a running back they really like. Name escapes me. Hunter Renfrow retired. Shout out. Liked him a lot. Jacoby Myers is still there, I believe. Pete Carroll's there. Tom Brady's got his hand in there. Pete Carroll says, even though we got Geno, we still might draft a quarterback. And you should. If a good quarterback is available, draft him, put him behind Geno for a couple years, 3 years. Stop rushing these young kids into the biggest moments of the NFL under the spotlight. Let's season these guys. Let them learn behind Geno. It'll be cool. He's gonna look pretty badass. Like anybody looks badass in the black and silver, but you know what I mean. Davante Adams to the Rams. So what an absolute shit show it is with the Rams right now. They don't want to bring back Cooper Kupp, one of their best and one of the best wide receivers in my mind ever. But they want to bring in Davante Adams? Weird one for me. And it's not like Adams is going in there to be the number one. Puka Nacua is the number one there. And Nakua, gives up his number 17, and he's going to be number 12 next year. That's very kind of him, so Davante could have number 17. But Demarcus Robinson, I believe, is still there, and he was a beast last year. So, don't just go in there and tell me Adams is your solidified number 2, because I'm not going to believe that at all. But Adams goes to the Rams, and, Stafford stayed. And, the team's still it's going to look pretty darn good, but this whole Cooper Kupp treatment is just horrendous. Horrendous. Josh Allen signs a massive deal. It's over $300 million to stay there for 8 years or whatever it is. Cool. Way to go. Maybe that contract will be tinkered down the road so you can save money and bring more guys in, bring more wide receivers in that you don't use properly, and you end up losing playoff games. Am I getting heated? I think I'm getting a bit heated. Win, or it doesn't matter. Chris Godwin staying with the Bucs. Love Chris Godwin. When you have something that works and it's a good fit, the way Chris Godwin, the guy just seems like he'd be a great teammate anywhere he went, but you keep them. and the Bucks kept him, and it's awesome, and good for him. The guy deserves it. Love Chris Godwin. Sam Darnold to the Seahawks, as we just mentioned. It's like 3 years, $100 million. Guy had one good year. In the last 4 or 5 weeks of the season, he was awful. Teams might have figured him out. I don't know. I'm just like, if Sam Darnold came to the Steelers at 3 years, I'd say, oh shit. But we'll see how it goes. Lockett's gone though. Released him. DK gone. You got Jackson Njigba Smith. Did I get that right? Hope so. Like, he's really good, but if he's the only guy there, who the hell's he going to give the ball to? Just cover him the whole time. You're good. Josh Palmer to the Bills. I wrote this one down because I'm a Josh Palmer guy. It just didn't work out with the Chargers. I think last year might have just been his sophomore year, maybe. But it wasn't working out. They had too many hands there. And we'll see. But again, the Bills bring him in. Amari Cooper's a free agent. You didn't use him properly. Now you're bringing in Palmer. Younger, of course. I don't know. See how it works. Hopefully you use him properly. Rams plan to release Kupp. So I mentioned it. I can't believe this. They're not going to find a trade suitor, which is also wild. Like, teams would obviously offer you something because teams would want Cooper Kupp on their team. So in this situation, I'm not educated on it. Is it the player that says, well, I don't want to go to that team, so I'm just going to reject a trade there? And then the player gets to make his own decision as a free agent when he gets released? I mean, that must be what it is, because everybody would want Cooper Kupp, man. Like, I don't get it. Come to the Steelers and I'll throw you the ball. I could totally throw him the ball. I could totally be the quarterback. Darius Slayton staying with the Giants. I wrote this one down too because the Giants just seem like, I don't know, man. I don't want to shit on teams all the time, but I like Darius Slayton. I think he's a beauty. And it's like, I don't know what the hell's going on with the Giants. I don't know what they are. I have no idea. Javonte Williams to the Cowboys. So, $3 million, and I saw $3 million, and I'm like, what a steal. And then I look in a bit more, and the Cowboys haven't spent over $6 million on a free agent in 1,000 years. And then Javonte Williams, as far as I was concerned, was a really good player. And then I look more into it, and he wasn't that good last year. So clearly I'm lost, and that's why I don't win fantasy football leagues, because I thought he was a stud. But hey, you never know. Panthers are releasing Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders, to me, he was really good in Philly. Went to Carolina. Just didn't really work out. Will he land somewhere? I don't see it being a starting role. I don't know. But he'll probably stay in the NFL. And then we're going to end... Yeah. We'll end the NFL talk 14 minutes in-ish with D-Hop signing with the Ravens. So hate this, obviously. I think D-Hop still has a lot of game left, a lot of skill. He's not going to be the 1 or 2 in Baltimore. Maybe a borderline 2. Help out Zay Flowers a little bit. But I hate the AFC North getting better. Kenny Pickett goes to the Browns. Hilarious. Love it. But yeah, and there's going to be more to come. And then on next week's episode, or maybe we'll throw an episode in before there, a little shorty, we'll be talking about Aaron Rodgers as a Steeler. And then we'll dig a bit deeper because there's not enough time in the day sometimes to look at some of these depth charts. Now I'm just going to keep ranting. The Eagles have just dismantled their defense. It's weird. I think there was a guy that signed with the Steelers. Was it Slay? It might have been Slay from the Eagles. I'll take that. 100%. You know what? Screw it. We're 15 minutes in. Well, I don't have notes on this, but we'll get out of here on the Leafs. We're going to get out of here on the Leaf talk. So we'll title this episode Free Agent Craziness and Leafs Trade Deadline. Okay, so they basically did what we thought they might have done. They got a defenseman in Carlo, and they got the forward, the depth center in Lawton. In my preview episode, I thought they'd go for Lawton. They got him. I think it's a decent fit. He's looked okay in the first couple games. It might take him a while to get kind of comfortable. They at least need to get home. That's 100%. They need to get home, that's for sure. The speed issue, not really concerned. I'm just in for Lawton. I think Lawton's fine. On the Carlo side, I like him as a 4, 5, 6 defenseman. I think he'll put his face in front of shots to win a Stanley Cup. I kind of worry. Like I would have been on Connor Murphy. Connor Murphy, yeah, from Chicago. That would have been my guy. Didn't work out. I still am worried. I mean, you got rid of Timmins and Dewar, whatever. I still worry about that left side. Second line left side. They had Järnkrok in there last night. I found out a way to win. Oh yeah, we're ending with more than just this talk. But we got to run. I don't love it. I thought they'd try Domi there, and I just feel like if you were all in, you would have found a left winger for that second line. I think Florida and Tampa did more than the Leafs, and going into a first round, I think the Leafs could lose to anybody, and I don't think they could beat everybody. Sucks to say that. Really hate it. But we'll see. And then I am going to just properly get out of here now about the Mitch Marner talk. Like, holy crap. Apparently he was approached to maybe drop the no trade for a Rantanen deal. Now, Rantanen's a bit of a clown himself. The fact that he went to Carolina and the first thing he said, now this is from Brind'Amour, and you got to trust a guy like Brind'Amour for sure. He's a beauty. He said, I have 4 teams I want to play for, and you're not one of them. Now, apparently, the Leafs weren't one of them either, but Carolina and the Leafs were talking. Now, I don't care. Marner can do whatever he wants. It's his decision to stay or go and say, you know what, if you don't want me, low battery, we got to go quick. Low battery. It's fully up to him. And people can argue, well, you're not doing what's best. If you want to blame anybody, who's the GM that gave all these guys the contract with the no-move clauses? If I'm a GM, I mean, the no-move clause is a disaster. And it's going to ruin a lot of teams. But that's what it is. So this is it. If the Leafs make it to the second round and they battle into Game 7 and Marner was fantastic, then I would give him the money he wants. If the Leafs are out in the first or second round especially, and Marner doesn't play well, he's garbage, and it's just another repeat like we've seen for the last 9 years, then you say goodbye and you spend your money somewhere else. It's pretty simple. And then Armdog says the other day, well, what if he just goes to Pittsburgh for $14.5 million? He plays with Crosby for a couple more years, and Dubas gets to feel all happy about himself. That's disgusting because it could happen. Oh, all right. The Adam Groom Show, where you get takes by Groomer. Sorry for the ranting, but this was fun. Talk to you later. Groomer's take, sign, hat, beautiful weather, Masters around the corner, Tiger, fudge. But I mean, what do we want? I mean, we want him to be healthy, and we want him to be out on the course. But I mean, he's going to be 50 next year, people. 50. Masters around the corner. Groomer's take. See you. Bye.